loves prospecting? Who maybe, oh no, it's gotta turn the power on. This is where it's always fun to go up to someone and say, did you turn me on? That could be a very awkward question. So I just turn my own self on. Okay. Who would be open to some creative ways to actually add leads to your pipeline? Who maybe would be willing to admit that they are weary of just making dials? Oh, some of you are like, I do not want my team leader to see me say yes to that. Well, today I am going to give you some creative prospecting ideas, and we're going to talk about doing it with purpose, that you would be able to have an ongoing organic lead generation machine that allows you to be more purposeful when you actually get on the phone. If I could provide you with some of those ideas, would you be open to taking some notes? All right, then let's get going. I'm going to challenge you today to think outside your box. You see, when I first started in sales, yes, those are some fun facts, and yes, we did actually trap and sometimes hand catch snakes, and we would sell them to folks who would come in. They would put them in, it doesn't matter, but we did do that. But Fred and I built businesses in the Tampa, Florida area for 9.5, 10 years. When we moved to McKinney, Texas, which is north of Dallas, what we had done, which was leveraged our Hot 100 in the Tampa area to build those businesses, we no longer had in McKinney, Texas. We didn't have friends and family that we could call on to say, hey, will you help us get restarted? Will you book a photo session, or will you book a presentation? We didn't have that. We had to start getting creative. And you know, one of the things that kind of pushed us to get creative? Paying our bills, baby. Anybody? I like to tell people that we live the don't work, don't eat lifestyle. Anybody else? And so I want to challenge you today, think outside the box. Everything that I'm going to show you are things that I've done. I'm not up here to tell you about something theoretical or something that I think may work. These are things that we have actually implemented over and over and over again. All right, first thing is networking. If you attend a regular networking meeting of any kind, I want you to stand up. Awesome, awesome. If you attend more than one on a regular basis, remain standing. More than one. Awesome. All right, have a seat. Of those who were networking, if you have sold clients as a direct result of your networking, please stand in this past year. Awesome. Have a seat. So networking is a great place for us to actually get outside of our box and to creatively prospect. So some networking essentials that I think is incredibly important. You got to show up consistently. Fred likes to call it the vampire effect. People who drop into networking, we just want to try to get some business, and then we go right on out. And people who attend networking on a regular basis, these business leaders, owners, sales managers, branch managers, whatever it is, they're looking for people who actually care about helping them build their business as well. Not just that we're going to show up and get business ourselves. So your consistency actually matters where that is concerned. So when you choose to engage in networking, I highly encourage you got to show up. Whatever that looks like. Is it weekly? Is it monthly? But make sure you're showing up consistently. One of the things that I encourage you to do, I want you to start thinking that whole idea of serving other people. Every time you go to networking, you snap a photo, you post it on social media, you tag other businesses, you tag, whether it's the Chamber of Commerce, your BNI group, your Master Networks group, fill in the blank of whatever your group is. Become a promoter of other people. Be characterized as leveraging your network to help other people grow their business. When you do that, you are seen for more than just the coach in the room. You're seen as the chief cheerleader. You're seen as the chief champion of others. You're seen as someone who's living out the things that you're going to coach them to do. And so every week we try to post photos, tag people, talk about where we are, invite people to join us. So I highly encourage you. That's one of the great ways that you can leverage it. So we're going to show up consistently, and then you need to develop a strong 30 to 60-second commercial for what you do. Who's been going to networking? You see those people stand up, and they say the same thing every single week. Now, I'm not talking about a tagline that everyone can say. I mean, it's the exact same language every single week. Anybody? Somebody come to mind? Okay. So I want to encourage you. You need to think CPR, visuals, and a call to action. As an example, look for the dynamite. Yes, it is a roll of paper towel that Fred wrapped in red duct tape and created the fuse that allows it to be seen as an actual piece of TNT. For those of you who care, try nitrogen toluene. I just had to put some chemistry in there just to be fun. It's okay, you can laugh. It's like, really, I own the science nerd thing. So I want you to think, the visual helps to create in their mind how you as a coach, how you take this luxury service item and you make it, you give them a way to think about what you do and how it could impact them beyond just saying, I coach, or I'm a business coach, or I'm a sales and leadership coach, or whatever that looks like. So we think dynamite clears pathways. They use it to clear, to clear a pathway through a mountain or to actually clear out debris. Coaching accomplishes the same thing. It helps someone clear mental clutter so that they can approach what they do with clarity. So how could you leverage a visual that would help their mind to have a mental picture of what you do in their life? So CPR, thinking about TNT or dynamite. Cut open the wound. Are you constantly dealing with interruptions? Emails, text, messages, unwanted phone calls, serving as barriers to your growth. P, pour the salt on. Are you lacking focus on your income producing activities and you can pour some more? How is that impacting your income? Your ability to grow it, to scale your business. R, in coaching, we help you clear the mental clutter so that you can take action with greater clarity or with great clarity. And then call to action. Today I want to encourage you, plan your time, protect your time, follow through on your intention so that you can have explosive growth in your business. I'm fill in the blank. Sales and leadership professional and coach with Southwestern Consulting. Let's connect so that we can have further conversation. So again, we want to have specifics, a way to help people see what you do. Now, here's one thing that I want you to know. For some of you, the thought of holding up a piece of, a paper towel wrapped, you think, there is no way. I am not doing that. Because I want to encourage you, you have to do what makes sense for you. You have to find what allows you to connect with your audience in a way that moves them to action. Now, how that looks for me is going to be different than how that looks for Becca or Angie or Rusty. And one of the ways that we saw this come to light for us when we moved to the McKinney area, Fred and I were both going to the same networking meeting, 2 different businesses. And Fred was every week standing up, talking about photography, calling people to action, but he was getting nowhere. And he was frustrated. And he had talked to me about, I don't want to go anymore. And so we had driven separately because I was on the committee serving. And so that one morning, this very specific morning, it was raining. And on the way, in his frustration, he was like, that's it. Like, I'm kind of done. So he comes into networking where I don't know, he was maybe next to me or 2 seats down. And they call his name and he stands up. And he says, raindrops keep falling on my head. You need a headshot, so I think I'll call Fred. Do what he said. So raindrops keep falling on my head. They keep falling. Fred with Fred shots. And the room erupted. They were like, oh! Fred's blood pressure was probably through the roof. But that day, at about 1 p.m., he got a call from an architect client who had visited only once. And this is what they said. Aren't you the guy that sang raindrops keep falling on my head today? Yeah, we need headshots. And he was there within 2 days. So that led to Fred thinking, how can I be who I am and actually get business? So I've actually invited Fred to come to the stage so you can see how that is morphed. Yep.
You need a headshot, that's what I'm here for. Give me 15 minutes when I walk through the door. Fix your face, touch up your beauty. Take your place, do the rest too. I've got the gear, I'm ready to go. Maybe you're off my studio. You pick the time, you pick the location.
You should get your headshot done by the age of sensation. Use a calling card. You're giving out 1 inch is not hard. To make a first impression, images are immediately viewable. Your images are immediately viewable. And that's what makes you beautiful. Where is the microphone? Oh my word, mic drop for sure. We were talking about my presentation. I was like, oh, Fred, I'm going to talk to them about creative prospecting. Like, you could totally do your rap. He's like, no. Something like that. I was like, no, it'd be awesome. And so anyway, thank you. Because please hear my heart. I'm not suggesting that everyone has to rap their commercial. What I'm saying is you've got to connect to who you are, where your skills are, where your passions lie, and then actually utilize it to brand yourself in a way that helps people to see you as a go-to person. And literally what happened, the more he wrapped his commercial, he actually is known in the Metroplex as the Asian sensation. Literally, we'll be places and they'll be like, oh, you're the Asian sensation. It's really kind of funny. But I want you to know it works. It works. So you need to show up consistently. You need to have a creative commercial. You need to market record the room. When you're in networking, you need to not just be there to deliver a commercial. You need to ask questions. You need to be getting business cards of people that are market records for you. All right, so raise your hand. What's a question that we need to be asking when we're engaging with people with whom we are networking to market record them? Raise a hand. Raise a hand. Yes, Carolyn.
Do you have a team?
All right. Do you have a team? Or you could ask open-endedly, how many people are on your team? Because then they'll tell you, I don't have a team. I'm an individual. What's another question that we could ask to market record the room?
Are you the owner of the business?
Okay, so are you the owner, or do you serve, you work with an owner, or you work for an owner, I should say?
I have multiple managers that also work with you in the business.
Okay, so do you have multiple managers that work with you in a like position? All right, so think about, they have a team. What might be some other questions that you would ask that would help you? Carolyn.
How often do you guys get together?
How often do you get together? Are you meeting in person? Are you meeting virtually? Is that monthly, weekly, bi-weekly? Guys, you could be doing a reach right there in effect in order to gain the information that you need. And then what I'm going to recommend is that before you leave the room, You take that business card and you write on the back of it the details that you just learned. Because how many have a stack of business cards on their desk from people that they've networked with, and they go, I have no clue exactly what they told me. Anyone? Thank you, Merkel, because I'm right. I have stacks on there too. But you want to market record the room. Ask questions. Get curious. And I love Christina. Where's Christina? Diaz. I love her part because when you're in networking, it's easy to think, I only can think about mortgage or real estate, and there are plenty right now in networking. But there are so many other people that you can connect with either for BAPs or for workshops or other opportunities. So market record the room. And then the last piece here is schedule referral meetings and one-to-ones. I'm saying both because both have their place and both are important. So your goal should be to extend the conversation outside of networking. Networking means you're attentively listening, you're paying attention to the commercials, what do they do, so that you're writing notes on targeting who do I need to go and speak to. And then you're going to schedule referral meetings, but you're going to also schedule one-to-ones. The difference is a referral meeting, we know we're connecting to see how we can connect each other to our network. A one-to-one might be, I want to get to know you more. I want to understand better what you do. I'm going to treat it like a discovery call, right? Where I'm learning about your industry, your team, your pain points. I'm working to create a need in the midst of that one-to-one, but I'm approaching the one-to-one, not I'm trying to sell you on something. Okay, that's a key difference. So with a referral meeting, you want to prepare a LinkedIn hit list. Highly recommend it. So when I schedule a referral meeting, this was an actual LinkedIn hit list that my assistant made for me for Melanie Rice. Melanie Rice worked with CKC Marketing. We could be a great synergy partner. They are serving small, medium, large businesses that would be great connections for me as well. So of this list, we sat down, I asked her, of this list, who would you eliminate right away, or you don't know them at all, like they're a first level connection, first degree connection, but you don't really know them. Who would you eliminate? And then of the remaining list, who would be, as you're thinking through, you know them, and based on our conversation would be ideal connections. I starred 4 that came from our meeting that day. And then I asked our pre-approach questions. And then I reached out. So a couple of things. Dan LeBrode, when I connected with Dan, great guy, he connected me to another group that specifically books speakers. Do we have a speaking business? Are we blue oceaning? We're looking for other creative ways. And so Dan and I connected. I met Dan at said event. I connected with other folks. And here's the thing. When Christina says, just ask for it, I went into that meeting with some clear things. I'm trying to get into first command. So I'm there, and they have a large office right in Fort Worth. So I'm speaking to people. I'm asking questions. Lo and behold, one of the first people who walk up to me, a first command agent. I was like, oh my goodness, it's so nice to meet you. I've actually been trying to get a connection into First Command. She goes, oh my goodness, I'll totally introduce you to so-and-so and so-and-so. Let me get his number for you. Sometimes we don't get what we want because we don't ask for what we want. Because we don't have clarity of what we want. And we don't go with a plan to ask for what we want. And then we get into this vicious cycle of I'm not getting what I want. Anybody? Okay. So go into that with a plan. One-to-ones, these are all folks that I did, well, actually, this is a combination. First guy's a BAP. His name is Mark. He owns a franchise. He pretty much is the owner, main salesperson, so we did a business action plan. Second guy works for an HR sourcing company. And then the third gal is one of our synergy partners who owns a marketing company. What I wanted to show you here is that, again, are you characterized as a promoter of people. Take a photo. Anytime you meet with anyone, take a photo, post it on social, tag them, promote them. Find ways that you can add value to them, because here's the thing. Are you looking short range for what you can do for me? Are you thinking long range for how we can develop a relationship here and how that could be impactful in your business over the course of time? Zig Ziglar says you do enough for people expecting nothing in return, eventually you will get back the things that you're looking to receive. Not exactly how he said it, but the general idea of it. So networking is important. Real relationships develop when you invest real time building them. How are you investing real time to build real relationships? By the way, that was a little bit of my North Florida coming out right there. Real time, building real relationships. That's Apalachicola, Florida right there. Some of you get that. All right. Another way of networking that I want to encourage you is how can you create value for people? My Powerful Women Growth Group is something that I began in August of 2022. Not a networking group, a group where powerful women can come together and be comfortable in the presence of other powerful women and do life together and grow together. And so this group, each person I assign based on their passions, they will actually present a growth segment. And we do things like Friendsgiving. We do a gift exchange in December. I have sold clients out of my Powerful Women Growth Group, not because I actively sell in front of them, but because they come to me and say, we need to meet. Like, I know I need you. Why? Because I'm creating this sense of their need, because as we're doing life together and usually once a quarter I deliver the topic to add value to them, and that ultimately is where they begin to understand, wow, this could make a big difference for me. So how could you be creative and utilize your time to build real relationships? All right, so networking is one of those pieces. Real quickly, I want you to turn to someone at your table, and of this piece on networking, share which one gives you the most uneasy feeling. Go ahead, share it with someone at your table. Which one gives you the most uneasy feeling? All right, high five your partner. Thank them for the opportunity to share. Direct your eyes up here. Direct your eyes up here. Who would be willing to share what their partner said was what made them the most uneasy? Someone, raise your hand. What did your partner share? Yes, sir.
Taking pictures with others and posting.
Taking pictures with others and posting. Yes. All right, Belinda.
Following up.
Following up. The fortune is in the follow-up. And I'm going to give you some strategies for the follow-up here in just a moment. All right. The second creative prospecting that I want to share is in-person prospecting. I want to tell you about a story of a beautiful woman whose initials are ABD. Amy Brock Devine. Amy knew that I was working an account, and she happened to be hosted in a home with a gentleman named Scott who worked for said account. And she called me up. She's like, Elizabeth, could we work this together? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm actually going to be in town at another one of those locations, or pretty close to where this other one is. So yes, let's get on the phone. So we try to call, we try to connect, we keep getting pushed off. We make multiple calls to try to get into the branch manager. It doesn't happen. Hey, if we're in it for the long game, I show up. Amy shadows the workshop that I did just down the street, and we sign up. We changed 4 lives at that workshop, and then I said, hey, let's drive down to the branch. She's like, really? I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we drive down to the branch. We go in, and I'm very familiar in this industry. It's construction. So I come in, and I'm like catching up with the inside salespeople, and there's some roofers in there. And I'm like, the gal goes, hey, how can we help you? I'm like, hey, we need to see Ryan, branch manager. And I said, we've called a couple of times. So if you just let him know that we're here, I know he'll be open to coming out and having a brief conversation with us. And she goes, oh, okay. I mean, just walk in there like you're boss, the boss that you are. And so Amy was like, so what do we do? I'm like, we just hang out. And I'm showing her like some of the cool tools that they have in there, and we're kind of watching the interactions of people. Well, lo and behold, Ryan walks out. Extend a hand. Hey, Ryan, I'm Elizabeth Mahusai, Amy Brock Devine. So we use a couple of names. Hey, I was just down with Dakota, and I've also utilized a couple. Oh, he's like, oh, yeah. And so I was like, hey, can we just step into your office and have a few minutes to have a quick conversation? He's like, yeah, let's do it. So we go in. What do? I deliver the reach script sitting in front of him. I want to ask you, if you were to step inside the office of a leader who is a decision maker, how well would you be able to deliver the reach script without having the reach script in front of you? If that gives you a little bit of anxiety, that's a great place for you to role play, get with someone, utilize the language, get it out of your mouth. But in-person prospecting, by the way, so we have the whole reach conversation. I get to would this be a value based on what we're doing at this location, would this be a value for a team? He's like, yeah, that'd be great. I'm like, okay, well, how often do you meet? I just keep going. We set the workshop for a date that we know, and then I do all the solidification pieces. I'm like, okay, well, obviously I'm here in front of you. When I get back to my computer, we'll send you the calendar invites, all the things, schedule that workshop, and change lives there. In-person prospecting, right? So whether it's at a networking meeting, whether you've been trying to call them and you can't get in, maybe they're that yellow light, and this is a way for you to move them from yellow to green because you take the time to show interest in actually developing relationship with them. So in-person prospecting. The third idea here is texting. I tried to think about what would be the best way for me. So I thought, well, I could take screenshots of text exchanges. So what I want to say is, I want to challenge you, leverage texting. People are busy. Recently, I got a text message from the dental location where we get all of our cleaning done. And they're like, we're really sorry to inform you we need to reschedule your husband's appointment. Okay. If you're on a coaching day, do you have time to get on the phone with the dental location? No, you don't. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, like I don't have time to get on the phone with you. And so what did they do? Because they actually do know me. She goes, I know you have a hard time getting on the phone. Here are some date options. I quickly went to the calendar. I'm like, we'll take this date this time. She goes, great, I've already changed it. Score. If it works for me to get the dental appointment on there, why can't we leverage it with busy professionals who have a hard time actually getting on the phone depending on what they're doing? So you can text people. Now, again, I would not say we just blanket everyone with a text. Okay, I know some of you are like, oh, she's not going there. I'm not suggesting that you blanket everyone with a text. When can we get together and I'll add value to your team? And you get crickets, right? That's not what I'm talking about. But I am saying where if you've gotten on the phone, they text you back, you've already had a conversation, maybe you're on yellow, you're trying to move them to green. Those are potential options for how you could leverage text. So that's one thing that I want you to know. is that depending on where you are in the conversation, you can via text shore up some of those details or schedule your reach on the text. That's where you're just set something on a text. Hey, let's hop on a call so I can learn more about you and your team, and let's see if it even makes sense. I have Wednesday at 3 or 4 o'clock or Thursday at 8 a.m. Which of those would work for you for a 15-minute conversation? I set reaches all the time via text so that I can schedule them in. And then I'll go, hey, shoot me your email, and I'll send you a calendar invite so that both of us get a reminder and we know to expect it. And they send me their email, I send them a calendar invite, scheduled reach. So utilize text just to be sensitive to the fact that people's lives are shifting and changing. They're busy, they're struggling to get on the phone, whatever that looks like. So texting can be incredibly powerful for those reasons. The other way that texting can be incredibly powerful is your follow-up. So my whole thing about the follow-up is that I know that if we're here for the long haul, they may or may not set a workshop or schedule a training or any of that right this moment. But if I'm of the mindset, hey, I'm not going anywhere, right? When the time is right, I'm going to be ready to serve you. So here's one of my pivots. If they are a hard no, I might say, Carly, I know based on our conversation that you're open at some point. So I'm just curious, Carly, are you one of those people that you value just ongoing motivational, shot in the arm? So are you a motivational type of, someone that appreciates motivation? Yeah. Awesome. Hey, listen, one of the ways that I can add value to you is I have a Monday motivation text. It goes out every Monday morning, 8 a.m. Central. How do you feel about subscribing to that, where you'll get a 3 to 4 minute video, and it's really meant to encourage you in that day for that week? How does that sound? Motivational. All right, awesome. So I can add you to that. Okay, perfect. You're going to get a text that says, thank you for subscribing, and then you'll know what to do from there. It'll give you the directions. I put them in my text pipeline in order to receive a weekly text. It's a drip that goes out to hundreds of people every week that keeps me in front of them. Say the word TOMA. TOMA. Who knows what TOMA stands for? Top of mind always. How are you creating top of mind always with your prospects? Texting for me is one of the ways that I do that. Now, it doesn't have to be a video. You could send a quote. You could do an image. There's any number of ways that you could provide value. I'm just giving you some of the things that I have done. Just so that you know, all of my past workshop leaders go into their own text pipeline. They receive a text once a month, so that I'm always staying on top of my leadership where that's concerned. Yes, Becca.
What system do you use to do that?
I use Project Broadcast, which is on the screen. Project Broadcast is it's one of many resources, but I knew someone would ask me that question. So guess what? If you take out your cell phone and you scan the QR code, you will get a link that will help you to check out Project Broadcast so that you can see what that might look like. 2 years ago, I started investing $17 a month to have a texting system that makes it easy for me, where I can say text referrals, keyword, to my number. It will send them back an image with some referral tips, and it puts them into a pipeline that now I can follow up with them based on that, okay? So Project Broadcast is one of those technologies that can really make a difference in your ability to stay on top of your follow-up. Now, I have my sold clients in a text strip. I have my coaching clients in a text strip. I have many different text strips so that I can be strategic in how I communicate with people that I am desiring to stay top of mind always with them. So texting is a great resource. I encourage you to leverage it. And then this last one here, schedule open workshops, at least on this screen. Open workshops. Who's done an open workshop in the last 12 months? Ooh, okay. Who in here is like, I don't know if I want to do an open workshop? I mean, she's like, open workshops. Okay. Just remember, we're thinking out of the box. Call out some words that you might utilize to describe the value. Okay, let me pause. Some of you are going, what is an open workshop? Anyone? Okay, a couple people. An open workshop is where you're the leader, the host, and you are delivering a workshop. It could be online, it could be in person, and you are closing for coaching. You set the date, you send out the invites, you do the reminders, you show up, you deliver the content, you close for coaching. Open workshop. You're inviting a variety of people. You could invite people in your networking group. You could invite 2s from your workshops, 3s from your workshops, because maybe it just wasn't the right time for them. So some examples of open workshops with Team Positive Force. We did multiple months of open workshops. These are some of the ones that I did last year. So we did one on accelerate your team's performance through vision mastery. We did decide to delegate. Every single one we closed for coaching at the end. Okay, value. What would be the value of offering open workshops for you, the sales professional? Give it to me. What are some of the value? Okay, referrals, yes. I have a link to a Google form at the end of every one. They're filling it out, they're giving us feedback, and they have a spot to give us referrals. What else? What's value for you doing an open workshop? It gets the word out so people know what you're doing. Okay, what else?
Reach new people.
Reach new people. Maybe unique industries or folks that are outside of our normal pillars that we're trying to connect with. What else? You get people to sign up. And we had people sign up for coaching in those open workshops last year. What else? Can you say that louder, Jackie? Confidence. Are we struggling to set workshops because we haven't had enough at-bats for delivering the workshop script? Therefore, we are not confident in said workshop script. Therefore, we become our own worst enemy in the reach script because we are thinking, how can I even set this? But I haven't done enough of it. I'm not sure it'll even be good or it'll be a waste of my time. Like we get into all this negative headspace. And so an open workshop can keep you fresh. What do football teams do before the actual competitive season? They do practice, and then from practice, they go into preseason. I mean, most sports teams have scrimmage games. What is the purpose of those? Conditioning, building confidence. I mean, they're working through plays, all of those pieces. So we need to keep ourselves actively engaged. This is one way that we can do that. Open workshops, schedule them. Yes.
Is it the workshop script?
Yes.
Well, one of those said 3 hours.
Okay, that was a special one. Thank you for bringing that up because let me tell you what I did. I did a special session I offered it to my clients, but I also offered it outside of my clients to try to gain additional traction where that is concerned. And I took them through vision board creation, right? And so it was a way for me to, again, add value, develop relationships, and then book out of that, okay? So schedule open workshops, and then the last piece that I want to give here is speaking. And I don't mean delivering a keynote speech, although that's a great place to prospect. I mean, where in your community can you speak? Associations. Where else? Meetups, women's groups. Where else? Networking. Where else? Chamber of Commerce, which could be related to a networking meeting. But yes, Chamber of Commerce. Look for opportunities to speak. I would encourage you, Google in your area speakers bureaus. A lot of times you'll find these smaller companies that they book speakers for networking meetings all around your particular area of the slice of this planet. Now, most of them, there may be a fee, but they will get you in front of people, and you will be able to begin to establish yourself as the professional expert that you are. Speaking's a great way. Now, I'm going to connect networking and speaking. When you attend networking on a consistent basis, you get to have what's called a networking spotlight. In almost every group, you get a spotlight. It's normally 8 to 10 minutes. I wanted you to see how I leverage this. And for those of you who are in networking, if you want me to send you my PowerPoint, I will gladly do it, because what I have found, I've been tweaking over the last 13 years, how do we create pain, not just discover pain, like what Dave was talking about, so that in a networking setting, I can move people to action to book BAPs and workshops. So they scan the QR code. This is one question that I wanted to show you from that form. Select all that apply. I'd like to subscribe to your weekly motivation. Why? Because fortune is in the follow-up. Keep them on your drip. I'd like to schedule a business action plan to dig into my goals, learn more about coaching. I have a team of 3 or more salespeople, including myself, that could benefit from a workshop, because I talk about that. I want a 30-minute LinkedIn business referral strategy session. What is that? You're getting referrals, and you're adding some value. And I'm a no for now. So I want to give you, of the 3 networking groups that I attend most every single week when I'm in town, here are the results. Every time I did my spotlight, it was the same spotlight for all 3 groups this year. I adjusted a little each year. I had 5 that said a no for now, 5 that requested a LinkedIn strategy session, AKA we share referrals, 7 requested BAPs, 4 indicated they have a team of 3 or more, 28 subscribed to my Monday motivation. Out of that, I held 4 BAPs, I changed 3 lives, I booked 2 workshops, I changed 4 lives. For 3 8 to 10-minute spots in front of the group. Would that be a good use of your time? Yes. And so again, speaking is a powerful way. Creative prospecting can be the dynamite you need for explosive growth in your business. So here's what I would like for us to do. At your table, I have on each side of the stage right now, at your table, decide who is your spokesperson to come and get your prop. Come on, right now. If you're not sure, it can be the oldest person at your table. Come get a prop. Come get a prop. Only one. Get the prop. Come get a prop. That whole bag. Okay. Get a prop. Here. We got dynamite. Here. Here, here. Hey, here. Does everybody have a prop? You get here? That whole bag on purpose. Anybody need a prop? All right, everybody listen. You have 5 minutes at most. 5 minutes, you're developing a 30, no more than 60-second commercial utilizing your prop. Think CPR. Move some people to action. Go. Oh, that's good.
All right, guys, what's he steal? Like, what would he steal? Your time, your money, your...
Yes.
Your...
Yes.
Your vision, your...
Ooh. Your
time
shoe.
with your family.
Yes. Ooh, that's good.
Creative and help you have clarity in where you're going, clarity in how to get there, and hold you accountable to be even better version of yourself.
What are we doing? What are we using? Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. What did you say? I'm sure it was amazing.
Whoa!
Hey, lady.
Hi.
Good to see you.
What are your other ideas? What don't you like? What do you like? What's your idea? What are you?
Because someone's going to stand up and give it. We're gonna, maybe. We're going to get a couple. Oh, you guys have the microphone. Okay, good.
So can kind of go through that.
So, you know, we talk about like visualization.
Yeah, so it's a CPR.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Creating a vein like cut the wound open, so that's
Yeah.
one of the veins that we saw.
Like the parent-teacher analogy, like
Yeah. So I was thinking like visualization. Do you ever feel like the teacher from Charlie Brown? Wow, wow, wow.
Ooh, and by the way, when you speak into that, it kind of projects a little bit, which is awesome. I love that. Yeah. If you haven't heard today, you were so incredibly beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you guys have the toilet paper. How are you doing?
Not well.
Oh, okay, that's good. I mean, everybody does need it or want it.
Everybody needs it, but everybody's talking about. Nobody's talking about how good this toilet paper.
Like you don't really get it.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
it.
But if you don't do that, then you need it.
If you want to create a need, try living without it for a week.
So that, or what is frustrating about going to the bathroom and finding the cardboard tube?
Or less small sheet.
Yeah, or one last small sheet.
Yeah.
And think about scarcity.
So we're not trying to sell, we're trying to sell coaching, right?
Yeah. But it's trying to create pain to get to selling of coaching. So I'm just giving you other ideas. I love the toy. And by the way, this is in here in case you want to talk about that little bit left on there. So, yeah. Oh, you guys have the googly eyes. What are you doing?
Googling stuff.
Googly stuff?
Yeah. Do you need help in these areas? Look, no.
Oh. Ooh. What are you guys doing with the jack?
Jack, what did you do? Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, that's good.
Our constant interruptions of email, text messages, and unwanted phone calls jacking your business.
Yes.
Are you lacking focus and are income producing activities? Coaching can help you clear mental clutter so take action with greater clarity. Today I encourage you to plan your time, protect your time, and follow through your intentions so you don't play games with your business.
Ooh, okay, that's good. So you're utilizing the one from the yeah, that's totally fine. But you could also, yeah, but there's so many things you can do with the jack. But that jacked up, like, is your business jacked up? Is really, it's a great way to leverage it. Okay, what did you all do with that Dynamac? Different than what I already gave you. Okay. Dave, how much time? Okay. Okay. I love hearing the creativity. Do you all have it? Okay. All right, I want to get at least a couple of folks. Come on up. The plunger is always one of my favorites. All right.
Is your schedule clogging things up for you? Is your business backed up? Do you need help moving things along? Do you have crap blocking the flow of your business? Do you feel stuck? Are you ready to take the plunge? If so, call me. I can help you get stuff moving.
Mic drop. All right, one more. One more. Come on up. Who's coming? You're tag teaming? Who's speaking?
I will speak. And,
Okay, here.
You're going to yell, right?
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. so that we keep a clear message. You ready?
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
No rules for the year?
Come on, man.
Get your cell phone out at the dinner table with your family.
Come on, man.
Feeling reactive?
Come on, man.
Do you have no balance? All work, no play?
Come on, man.
What is that costing you? Coaching helps you prioritize your day and get your life back. I'm Carolyn Verplugen with Southwestern Consulting. Let's talk about it.
Come on, man.
Here's, just for the sake of time, let me say this. Your brain thinks in pictures. The people to whom you are speaking, their brain also thinks in pictures. How can you leverage something that will call to mind a picture of their need for you? That's the goal of whether it's a prop or it's creatively finding ways to connect with your prospects. I want to leave you with this. Decide what is one creative prospecting idea you will leave Global Summit committed to actually incorporating into your business. Because at the end of the day, when you choose to network, when you choose to in-person prospect, or you use texting, or you schedule open workshops, or you find opportunities for speaking, you can and will be able to build an organic lead generating machine that will help keep you consistent over the long haul.